Welcome to your weekly cord cutting update. This is a new video series I'm testing out to kind of wrap up all the biggest stories in cord cutting from the last week. Not all of them, just kind of some of the ones I thought were important. Give you some of my thoughts on each one and help you just kind of stay up to date on everything happening in cord cutting. The first story comes from August 26th, SFN TV. Now, this is a regional, started off as a regional streaming service that went national, similar to Sling TV, PlayStation View, that had a lot of promise and got people really excited when it first came out. $10 packages that were like a news package, all the news channels, just news for $10. You also had other packages with just sports channels, or a package with no news and no sports channels. So they really did a nice job there of being competitive. They've changed a little bit, kind of went to a more standard $34 price point compared to a lot of the other ones. And now they've shut down their national service. If you have it now, when your next renewal date comes, it will shut down. But, you know, it's kind of sad to see them go. Even if you didn't use them, competition's good for cord cutters, and I hate to see anything that takes away competition. They promise to be coming back with a better service, better packages, more support, and overall, they promise a better experience. So fingers crossed they come back because we need more competition. Speaking of more competition, a couple of days later, new details of the DirecTV's live TV streaming service came out. Right off the bat, we've learned that HBO, Cinemax, and the Disney channels, which include ABC, assumingly, and ESPN, ABC Family, and so on, are going to be part of the new DirecTV service. The other thing that leaked is Disney kind of talked a lot about them in their quarterly earnings call and about the fact that they're going to have dynamic ads. What are dynamic ads? Well, that means no longer is everybody going to see the same ad on a channel. The ads will be tailored to, assumingly, your viewing history, where you live, what you do. Very similar to how Google ads on websites or YouTube ads try to match the content, the ad to the content and the ad to the people they're serving it to. That we also learned that this will not be a skinny bundle. The CEO of AT&T Entertainment Group, who owns DirecTV now, said in a statement, in fact, they're not a big fan of skinny bundles at all. We think skinny bundles have a very small application in the market over time. Remove the PR spin there. In short, expect this to be very similar to the current DirecTV offering. Then the next day we learned, hey, there's a new Nvidia Shield coming. AFTV News broke this story initially. They found a filing for a new Nvidia Shield. New controllers, new remotes. You can see they're a little bit smaller. The device overall also seems to be smaller than the current one. Don't know this for sure, but speculating here, informed speculation, we'll call this. This would be more like a Xbox Slim or a PlayStation Slim. It's not necessarily a massive upgrade, as the Nvidia Shield is already one of the most powerful streaming players that already offers 4K and HDR support. But think about a slimmed down, smaller version, a little cheaper hopefully. We'll kind of wait and see what the details come out on this. Right now we just don't know everything, but we suspect that it will be a cheaper, slimmer down version, similar to a PlayStation 4 Slim or a Xbox One Slim, how they just release it again, different form factor, and hopefully cheaper. On Tuesday this week, a study came out that from Digital Smiths, a TiVo-owned research company. They're kind of leader in researching online trends, TV trends overall when it comes to media consumption, especially video media. And one of the things I thought was interesting here was how 90% of the subscription streaming market is controlled by 3 companies. If you subscribe to a streaming service, there's a 90% chance you either subscribe to Netflix, Amazon Video, or Hulu. Followed up closely by HBO Now, CBS All Access, and Sling TV, and PlayStation View. Yet there is quite a gap there, with 50% of the market being on Netflix, and just 5% of the market being HBO Now, the 4th place contender there. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, as competition still seems to be strong, but you're always concerned that the possibility of one company gaining undue influence over the market space. So something to be watching. Overall, this hasn't really changed much. The last few years this has happened. What has changed is, at least in the position, is the lead. The difference between 1 and 4 is becoming bigger. Now, Amazon has been seeing growth. Hulu's been seeing growth. Everyone seems to be seeing growth. But overall, 90% of the market is controlled by just 3 companies. On the good news, finally, what took so long, who knows? Season 2 of Stranger Things has been confirmed. If you want to see the trailer, in the show notes at the bottom of this YouTube video, I have a link to it over on my site, so you can go watch the whole announcement teaser. Really nothing there, just kind of a cool little video that announces that Season 2 is coming. Next up, CBS yesterday offered or announced that they're offering a ad/commercial free version. Kinda. It costs $9.99. Unlike the old version that's still around, you can still get a $5.99 a month ads commercial supported version. They do promise that you may see promos, probably similar to HBO Now, which will play a promo for another show. You expect to see promos for other CBS shows inside your videos, hopefully just at the beginning. Haven't had a chance to test out the ad-free version, but we'll check it out. Warner Brothers, they've had a streaming service for a while called Warner Brothers Archive, but it hasn't been that great. It was widely panned for lack of content, most of it being from the 50s, 60s, and earlier, and mostly being the B-roll stuff, the stuff that you probably don't want from Warner Brothers. Now they're sending out emails to their current customers promising more content, improved streaming, and new apps for iPad, Roku, and more. I hope this works. I don't have a problem with Warner Brothers saying, hey, we're going to bring our huge back catalog from the 1970s or before. You subscribe, you get everything from before 1970, let's say, that Warner Brothers ever did. I struggle with the idea of what this was, because it really was very limited in what they offered, and it really was nothing that you would want. It wasn't any of the classics. Their Superman movies from the 50s or wherever, 40s, weren't in here. So I struggled with this. But fingers crossed that they bring out something new, better, that will say, hey, if you like Warner Brothers, you can get access to our entire back catalog for a flat fee. Some of this makes me wonder, they did strike a deal with Amazon Prime to bring their Warner Brothers content to Amazon Prime. So hopefully some of that, content we want will appear on Amazon Prime. And last up today just happened, a brand new feature came to Plex, a brand new DVR but you need a few things. You need an HD home run, which is connects to your antenna and broadcasts your antenna over your home network. You need a media server running to record the shows and manage them. But Plex now has a DVR option that takes the best part of Plex, where you can access it anywhere, at home, away, all your content from your personal media library, and now your live TV and your DVR are all in one place. They seem to have done a lot of back-end work on this. They promise a rich, easy-to-use interface, easy setup, and access to content rather on or offline, which is kind of nice. One of the problems with streaming is when your internet goes out, you don't have content access to it. With a DVR, if your network is down but you still have power, you can watch your content, which is a nice benefit there. So we haven't tested this out. We do intend to, but it is the newest feature on the market today. Check it out. I have links to all the stories in the show notes on the bottom if you want to find out more, and there is a lot more. Check it out. If you like this video, let us know. Give us some feedback. Literally just throwing this together, trying it out, and wanted some feedback from you guys. So thanks for watching.